good Saturday morning. It's time to get some wood in the smoker and that brisket seasoned and ready to go. Pour yourself a cup of your favorite morning beverage and sit around the table with Clark Harvey, the BBQ mortgage guy, your mortgage and financial services expert. Here he is, Mr. Clark Harvey.
Hi, Clark F. Harvey, the BBQ mortgage guy, owner of First Rate Mortgage. I've been in lending for over 22 years. Today I want to talk to you about what happens after you close the loan and make your payments to the servicer. Well, most servicers, if not all, have an online presence, and you're able to typically go ahead and connect your bank account to them and make your payments and so forth. And you can specify how much you want to go to principal, if you want a little extra, go to escrow, things like that. I got this question from a past client of mine who called me yesterday and a little bit frustrated, saying the last year they made an extra payment towards their house payment, and it was through a bill pay system. The problem with that is it doesn't specify and doesn't tell the servicer how much extra and where you want it to go to. And so, unfortunately, it was all applied to interest for the last year. They were pretty frustrated. I can imagine so. So what I did is I told them how I do it when I make my mortgage payment. And I do that. I go to their site. I have my bank account connected to them. Some people are against that. Some are fine with that. It doesn't bother me. That's the best way, I feel. You can specify, because you can tell right in their system, say, I want this much money to go to principal or this much money to go to escrows in case your account's short or something like that. And then that way, they know exactly what you want to do. And guess what? I don't have any issues. I actually check each month to make sure it's applied to what I want, and then I know it's done the right way instead of having to go back to them and say, hey, this last year, all this was applied to interest. How can you fix this? Well, unfortunately, that's going to be between you and the servicer. So I just want to let you guys know the best way to do that is to watch your account, to make sure that the amount has actually been deducted from your bank account. I hear this also. People's like, well, I thought it was being deducted and I didn't notice until a month and a half later, and it didn't go through, something happened. Well, now you have a mortgage late. The reality is your responsibility, end of the day, period, end of story. So I personally watch it every month to make sure it comes out in the amount that I want and where I want it to go. It's pretty simple. And speaking of, making your payment, here's a great way to reduce the interest you pay on your loan. Some people like to do a biweekly payment. Not all servicers allow that. You can talk to your servicer and see if they allow a biweekly payment, which is great. Just know some of the downsides to a biweekly payment is it's a 3-week period that you'll have to make a payment. Sometimes you'll have 5 payments in a month is what I'm saying, or 2 or 3 payments, in a month. And so just know that you need to have that extra money there to make that payment. 4 times a year, you'll have 3 in a month. And so that's one way to reduce the interest. You can typically, on a 30-year loan, reduce about 7 years of interest off of your mortgage by doing it that way. Or you can do, say if your payment is $1,200, the principal and interest is $1,200 a month, make an extra $100 a month. So now you've made 13 payments in a year versus 12. And you pay that towards principal. Always let them know that that's towards the principal. You can still write a check. They'll take a check just fine. I like it electronically. You can, some places, if they're nearby, you can walk in, but there's not very many people that walk in and make a payment anymore. It's done electronically. Most people just do it that way. And so that's another way to reduce your interest on loan without putting too much stress on the bank, your bank. And that way you can reduce the interest you're paying over time by just making an extra principal payment a month or do a bi-weekly payment. That's the same way. It's virtually the same. You'll be able to knock off that interest about 7 years on a 30-year mortgage. Pretty simple. I hope that you've enjoyed that tip. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm Clark Harvey, the Barbecue Mortgage Guy. That is bbqmortgageguy.com. And you can reach me at 801-557-8540. Thanks, and have a great day.
You've been listening to Clark Harvey, the Barbecue Mortgage Guy. Clark is a licensed mortgage loan originator, NMLS number 240452, and his company, First Rate Mortgage, NMLS number 1172332. You can get a hold of Clark at area code 801-562-9100 or at his website at www.thebbqmortgageguy.com.